Hi guys, and welcome back to another Premier League video. Round 30 coming up. Quick recap on round 29. One score correct. Leeds beating Norwich 2-1. I mean, that was 1-0 in the 90th minute and it somehow came in as a 2-1. So happy to get that one and hoping we can get more scores here. One of these games has already been played and 4 of them are being played in April. So it's going to be quite a short video, but let's get into the predictions. The game that's already played, Norwich versus Chelsea. I went for 2-0 to Chelsea. They won 3-1. So there's a correct result there. But let's move on to the actual games being played this weekend. And starting off with Wolves taking on Leeds. Now Wolves, they lost 3 in a row, but then they've won 2 in a row after that. So back in form, hoping to get a European place. Might be able to get Europa Conference League, which would be good progression for them. Leeds, they won their last game 2-1 against Norwich. Massive game for them. They really had to win it or they were in trouble. Won it in injury time, very late on. But it's the 3 points they needed and they'll hope they can build from that now and get out of this relegation battle that they're in. For this one, I think Wolves will win it. They're the stronger team, so I'm going to go Wolves win 1-0. Villa take on Arsenal next. And Villa, they'd won 3 in a row, were doing very well, but lost their last game, very tight, 2-1 against West Ham. Arsenal, they were unbeaten in 6. They'd won 5 of those, and then they played Liverpool and lost it 2-0. But they did play very well in that match, and they, in the first half, they were the better team, but they just came out in the second half, conceded the early goal, and struggled from then. For this one, I think Arsenal, stronger side, fighting for European places. I'm going to go Arsenal win 2-1. Watford take on Everton next. Sadly for Watford, this has been postponed, but I think that's a blessing for Everton because they're in terrible form at the moment. Watford, they won their last game 2-1 against Southampton and have now moved level on points with Everton, and they've been scoring a few goals recently as well. Everton, they've lost 4 in a row, really struggling, and they're the worst side away in the league. They don't pick up any points away. They always lose by big margins. I don't know when this is going to be played, but I'm just going to base it off the current form. Watford to win 2-1. Leicester take on Brentford next, and this is a pretty big game for Brentford anyway, as Leicester, they lost their last game 2-0 against Arsenal. Brentford, they've won 2 in a row against Norwich and Burnley, 2 massive games in a relegation battle for them. And they've came out of that now, and that you've got to think they only need about, 4 or 5 more points to guarantee safety. So I think now they're going to get there. If those 2 games had went badly for them, they'd be right in it. But they played well and got out of it. And for this one, I think it's going to be down the middle, 1-1. And the final game being played this weekend is between 2 teams, both level on points, fighting for the Champions League spot. It's Spurs versus West Ham. Spurs won 3 out of their last 4, beat Brighton 2-0 in their last game. West Ham won 2-1 against an informed Villa. And I think this is going to be so tight. I remember that West Ham Spurs game from a few years ago. Lanzini scored last minute to make it 3-3. I think there's going to be quite a few goals in this. I think there'll be at least 4, just because I don't know, when these teams seem to play, I just seem to think there's going to be goals. And with there being so much at stake, I think both sides are really going to attack. So I'm going to go exciting draw 2-2. And the last games in this round are going to be played between the 19th and the 21st of April. So I'm just going to give my predictions now because they belong to this round. Liverpool to beat Man United 2-0. Newcastle and Palace to draw 2-2. Man City to beat Brighton 2-0. And Burnley and Southampton to draw 1-1. Obviously a lot can change between now and then, so form will be different. There's no point me giving, ideas of form because that could go out the window. So this is just the feeling I'm getting from looking at those squads. So those have been my predictions for these Premier League fixtures. Make sure to like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more Premier League content.